I almost never do a monthly favorites or fails, but as I was putting my makeup on this morning, getting ready for the day, it occurred to me that I had some products there in front of me that I really am not real pleased with. And I had some other things that I absolutely love. What has happened also is I've had some old favorites that you've seen many times before that I've seen other products that were comparable to them that other creators talk about loving, and I switched over to them to try them and I didn't like them at all. So I've gone back to my originals, that type of thing. I have a couple of technical things I wanted to share with you. And so let's just say this is early October favorites and fails. How about that? Okay, do you remember me showing you this headband? And I know a lot of you ordered this headband. In case you didn't see that original video where I showed you this has the little flat disc in it that are the speakers, and you just put it on over your head like a headband, and you can use it. Well, you can use it for a lot of things. You can run or walk with it, but it's Bluetooth, so anything that's on your phone or your iPad or your computer, you can play on these. It's like having earphones or earbuds or iPods, I guess. Is that what they're called? The little Bluetooth. It has to be Bluetooth. But I use this for in the middle of the night, or even when I go to bed or early in the morning. I will put this on and I can immediately connect it to my phone, and I can Jim doesn't have to hear what I'm listening to. Usually what I'm listening to, and I'll tell you in a minute, but a lot of times it's just soft music that I like. If I wake up and I can't go back to sleep and maybe my mind really starts to wander on something, it's amazing how much just listening to soft music relaxes me and puts me back to sleep almost always. So I use this almost every night, either when I go to bed or in the middle of the night, or many times when I wake in the morning. I'll put this on, stay in bed, and just do my meditations with one of my meditation apps. I've loved this. You do have to charge it. One of the things that I didn't like about it is that you really don't know until it's gone dead or out of juice when it needs charging. So I've been charging it about once a week, and it's worked just fine until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It stopped in the middle of the night, and the next morning I did charge it. I thought, well, maybe it just went dead. So I did charge it, and it just didn't hold the charge. I can't remember how long I've had this. I'll look it up and I will put a link. I got it on Amazon, but I'll somewhere on here I'll put when I actually got it so that I can see how long it lasted. And I will tell you though that I use this almost every night. And about a week or so ago, I decided to just order another one. And this was a different brand. It looks the very same. I got pink this time. And this first one has full X'd on it. I don't know if you can see that one. And this says Sleep Beauty. Sleep Beauty. And they look like the very same headband. Exactly the same. I don't know if they're different manufacturers. But this, as comfortable as this is more comfortable. It's much softer. It's even, I think, a little bit looser on my head, which I like. I'm loving this. Both of these came from Amazon. I will link them below in case you're interested in it. I mean, one night I was in the middle of the night before I had this, and I was listening to some really soft music, and I didn't realize Jim was awake, and he said, and when I tell you it was low, it was low. Jim, I hate to say this, but Jim is sort of getting hard of hearing, but he said, "What are you listening to?" So he could hear it, and I just would not want to do anything that would disturb his sleep. When I was single, listen, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I can't recommend these enough. If you sleep with someone, you might, and you just want to listen to music. These are wonderful, wonderful. And I'm not concerned that this has died. It was very inexpensive. I want to say it was around $15. This one too, same price. So that doesn't bother me. If it's lasted 3 or 4 months, I'm happy with it. I've gotten 3 or 4 months worth of enjoyment out of this. Every 3 or 4 months to spend that, to be able not to have those earbuds pressing in my ears at night is wonderful. The next thing, it is not my iPhone, although I'm going to show you. Let me get in here. Those of you who know me, who have watched me for any length of time, you know that I am a big meditator. I've been meditating for many, 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 many years. And sometimes I think, well, I don't think it, I know it's what's kept me going. And I have on my phone, and I'll hold it up, maybe you can sort of see it. But this is a folder that I have all of my meditation apps in. And I use these a lot. A couple of them I use all the time. Sometimes I don't use them. I just meditate on my own. For many years now, I have used an app called Insight Timer, and I love it. It's my all-time favorite meditation app. So I've loved that one. It's just been around for many, many, many years, and it really is my all-time favorite. Another one that I would consider my top 3 is Headspace. And Headspace is a relatively new one. It's been around maybe 5 or 6 years. And Jennifer actually introduced me to that one. And it's good. If you're a beginner meditator and you need help, it's a great one. And then the third one that I use, and the one I've been using so much here lately, is called Calm, C-A-L-M. I downloaded Calm. And by the way, all 3 of these, I think they have free subscriptions, but after a point you do have to pay a little bit. And none of them are expensive at all. But for me, they're well worth it. I have to look at the benefit that I get out of it. I had bought Calm because I had been hearing a lot of good things about it. But I was just really stuck on Headspace. Jennifer had mentioned maybe 6 months ago or so that they were listening to the bedtime stories on Calm when they went to bed at night. I thought, and I sort of looked on there and I didn't listen to one, but I'm going, I don't know, no. and then I still wasn't listening to Calm. Very rarely did I go on that Calm app because I just love the Headspace so much. Jim's oldest son came to visit us for a week, that first week of July. And one night, I don't know what we were talking about, but he knows I meditate. And he's someone that I would never think meditated. And he said, "Do you have Calm on your phone?" And I said, "Did you say Calm?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "I do." And he said, "Well, have you listened to this meditation, this particular meditation?" And I went, "No, do you?" And he said, oh yeah, every night I've been listening to it." And so this one, the one he told me to listen to, is called The Shipping Forecast, Sleep Story by Peter Jefferson. It's not bedtime stories, as I said earlier. It's actually sleep stories on Calm. And this one is called The Shipping Forecast. And it was not intended to be a sleep story or even a meditation. But this is something that if you live in the UK, you're very familiar with. It's this gentleman, Peter Jefferson, who reads the shipping forecast, the weather forecast, and it's the tone of his voice. It's the softness. It's the pace. And when I went to bed that night, here I am. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, listen, I didn't listen to that anytime, and I was asleep. I listened to the shipping forecast every night, and it would put me right to sleep. I've never made it to the end of it. So I thought, well, let me see who else is on here. And another one, okay, the next one that I found and was called Wander, W-O-N-D-E-R, by Matthew McConaughey. And oh my goodness, this is one of my favorites. And it's Matthew telling the story. And if you know who he is, you understand why his voice is so soothing and so calming. And so I tried that one night, and by then the son had already left, and since then we're always sharing. Here's what's funny about Matthew's The Wander is I have never heard the end of it. I've listened to it several times, and I always go to sleep before the end. Another one, Michael Bublé does one called A Lucky Day. I love that one too. Oh, there's so many. Right now, in fact, last night I listened to this one for the first time. It's Behind the Velvet Curtain with Cynthia Erivo, I guess, E-R-I-V-O. Didn't hear the end of that one. The Gift of the Magi. I mean, lots of them. Lots of them. I'm telling you, the sleep stories are unreal. And then the music. Oh. Let me ask you, how do you feel about Keith Urban? I know who Keith is, but I could not tell you one song that he's recorded or had famous. But right after I found this, it was early on, Keith Urban, and it's called I'm Home. So far with the music, it's my very favorite, my absolute favorite. There's a 2-part series, and I'm hoping it's going to be more. Here is little old 79-year-old Patti, who is not a sports person in any shape, form, or fashion, but LeBron James, talking about wisdom and talking about his early beginnings and how he found basketball. Calm is the name of it, and I will list that below for you. I've used the Headspace app since, but I'm amazed that I go to that Calm app so much. As I said, they're constantly adding new people, and there are lots of people. Mandy Moore, I've listened to one by Mandy Moore. I mean, there's just so many names that you'll recognize. Probably a lot of names you won't recognize, but if you have the Calm app on your phone, I would really be interested in hearing what you think about it. Do you like it as much as I do? And leave it in the comments. Leave if there are any stories or sleep music or meditations even, that you really like, that are your favorites. Share that with us. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Have you been seeing all of the advertisements for the new Bobbi Brown foundation called What the Foundation by Jones? Jones Road. Have you been seeing this? There are a lot of advertisements on Facebook and on Instagram. Maybe it's because I clicked on it once and it's being shown to me more and more and more on both Instagram and Facebook. But it really looked good, and some of you probably know that I've had this fascination with cream makeup, and I even did the video on the $135 foundation, Could I Justify It? And I haven't been able to justify it. But when I saw this, I thought, you know what? Let me try that. If this really works for me, this might be a good cream foundation for many of you. It was $44 for 1.14 ounces, 35 grams. I ordered it. Show you what it looks like. This is the jar. I got it. I did their little color thing because the colors are different. So I did the little color quiz to get the right color since I was ordering it online. And they recommended beige, and beige is what I ordered. And you can sort of see that I've opened it here. Oh gosh, I can't get the top off. Okay. So this is it, and I'm gonna put that down and get maybe a little bit on my fingers. It did say it was, can you see it? It did say it was buildable. I have to get it off, and I'll tell you why. The scent, it has a scent. I am very sensitive to a lot of fragrance. Right. I even realized that I was smelling it. I had it all over my face. And I looked like a grease monkey. I mean, it was just, and I had put on one layer and then I'd put a little bit more on. It says you can use it with your fingers, you can use it with a sponge, you can use it with your brush. I used it with a brush. I'm looking on here to see if there are directions, and they're not. But I used the brush, and by the time I got it on, I was glowing. And I could still see, all the sun's damage. But more than that, it was the scent. I had to wash my face. I had to get it off of my skin. And I have applied for a refund on this. You can return it. I've got it ready to send back. It's just not for me. I suspect that many of you will like it, but it's not for me. I think I'm about 99.999% sure that I will not try the $135 cream foundation. Not so much that it might have the same scent, but this I didn't like it on my skin. But what I did like, that I've showed in a video a while ago, is the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer with the SPF of 47. It's this. I ordered this off of QVC. I don't remember the price of it. I'll look it up and put it here. And I'll also list all of these below that I'm talking about. But it's argan oil moisturizer, and it's tinted, and I believe it only comes in one color. It says Radiance. I can wear this on days when I do not want to wear full makeup of any kind. I can put this on. If I'm just going to be in the house, it gives my skin just enough color. It gives me sunscreen. It's given me some, and moisturizer. I've been using this an awful lot. It may be about the same price of that Bobbi Brown. I don't know. Again, I'll check the price of this. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I really do like this. If you're someone who just wants a good tinted moisturizer with some good sunscreen in it, I think you might like this. I've put this on under my makeup, under my regular foundation, many times. As a matter of fact, I have it on today, under my foundation. And I really do like it. I really do like it. I would definitely repurchase that. Again, many of you know that I have been using, for an eye makeup remover, the dupe for the Neutrogena oil-free eye makeup remover, for many, 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 many years, almost as long as I've been on YouTube. I've just always loved it. I like the Neutrogena, but it's a lot more expensive than the dupes. Walmart has their dupe. It's called Equate. CVS has their dupe. I think Rite Aid has a dupe. I'm not sure who else. But they're all cheaper than the Neutrogena, and they're basically the very same thing. But I've been using this for so long now, and you just shake it up, put a little on a cotton pad. What I do is I put it on one eye and just leave it for a second or two and swipe it, and I'm telling you, everything, almost everything. Then I flip it over, do the same on this side, and leave it for a few seconds, swipe it off. Then I can go back in with the cotton pad and get what that first go through didn't get. It even does waterproof mascara. I've been hearing for years content creators talk about the Bioderma, how much they loved it for the same thing. So I finally month or so ago, I needed to purchase. I was out. I was in Target, and I saw the little small size bottle, the 8.4 ounces of the Bioderma. I thought, I'm going to try this. I didn't like it at all. It just took forever, and it took work for me to get all of my mascara off and my eye makeup, my eyeliner, my eyeshadow, my brows. It just took forever. I had to work at it. Whereas with this, it's almost instant. I did the same thing. I put this on the, saturated my cotton pad, held it on my eye, swiped it, and most of it was still there. I really had to work at it. So I tried my best to use this whole bottle, and I couldn't. This was even more pricey than the Neutrogena. Quite a bit more pricey than the Neutrogena. So if you've been using the Neutrogena or the Bioderma and you haven't tried, I mean, I'm in Walmart so much, when they have this, I just buy it. I went ahead, and this is a little over $4 at my Walmart for about 5.5 ounces, and I love it. I love it. I literally, when I bought it this time, I picked up about 4 or 5 bottles of it. I don't want to run out. Now, it has a different top on it, and here's why. It comes with just a top that screws on, but I like to use it out of the bottle. So I had this top from something else, so you can see that, and just shake it. Make sure you shake it really well, and then I pop the top and saturate my cotton pad. Do you use it? I appreciate that you would want to even watch a 79-year-old talk about skincare that she likes and skincare that she doesn't like, and foundations that she likes and foundations that she doesn't like, and any other products. It's just, I am just so thankful that we've built this community here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, why don't you hit that subscribe button? You know, I was watching a channel just this morning, and I realized while I was watching it that I had actually watched several of that person's videos, and I thought, I haven't subscribed to this channel. I think I will. And all I did was I reached down and I just touched that little subscribe button, and I was automatically subscribed. Go figure. It's that easy. It was free. I didn't obligate myself to anything or commit to anything. It was free. But what it means is I don't have to go looking for that person anymore. That person's going to automatically show up on my homepage when I go to YouTube. And then I can choose whether or not I want to watch that particular video. So if you haven't subscribed yet, just right now, just hit that subscribe button. And then if you do want to be notified, click the little bell and you'll be notified when I post a new video. So again, thank you for watching. Go out and be kind. Be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to others. Know that I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.